Hey folks, man, this is Monk, and we are back with another episode of Classic Cinematics, and I'm joined as always with my co-host, we got Bobby Blockbuster.
Yo!
Yeah, folks, man, and today we got a very special film. We're going to be talking about Independence Day from 1996, and this film came out July 3rd of that year, which is crazy. They dropped this right on the 4th, man. That's got to be a crazy weekend.
Yeah.
One of the best decisions ever made in filmmaking history. In this epic adventure film on Independence Day, strange phenomena surface around the globe. The skies ignite. Terror races through the world's major cities. As these extraordinary events unfold, it becomes increasingly clear that a force of incredible magnitude has arrived. Its mission: total annihilation over the 4th of July weekend. The last hope to stop the destruction is an unlikely group of people united by fate and unimaginable circumstances.
What?
And this film stars, we got Will Smith, we got Bill Pullman, Jeff Goldblum, Margaret Collin, Judd Hirsch, Vivica A. Fox, Mary McDonald, Randy Quaid, Harvey Fierstein, Robert Loggia. Yeah, man, we got James Rebhorn. Also, Adam Baldwin. Is that one of the Baldwin brothers?
I think anyone with a Baldwin has a last name is one of the brothers, man. I could be wrong. But
that's what I think too, man. And I guess those are going to be our main guys here in this film. You know, it's definitely a big ensemble cast. Hey, Jesse T. Usher is in here too.
I mean, shit, who wasn't in this movie?
Yeah.
That's
who
the
wasn't
thing.
in this film,
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, this film is just crazy, big magnitude. Gross $817 million at the box office, man. That's
off of a $75 million budget.
Wow,
So, I mean,
that is a high budget for that era, but look at the return. Wow.
Hey, man, that's money well spent.
Yeah, that was a risk that definitely paid off, man. And let's get into this thing.
I mean, out the gate, you know, I really love the energy, the effort, and the originality that went into the concept of this like sci-fi disaster film. Because like normally, when you get into like alien invasion films, the ones that came out before this, the aliens would go through their emotions, get to Earth, but then they'd kind of stay low, keep a low profile, kind of hide in the cut.
Yeah, and you're right. Sort of like you think of something like The Day the Earth Stood Still, where you know where they're kind of sneaking in espionage style. They're undercover.
Yeah, like you might be one unfortunate soul that might find one and be like, oh shit. Yeah. But no, normally to the masses, they're low profile. Whereas this one, not only do they expose themselves, they make their presence felt in grand fashion. Like they're pulling up over all major cities, and they said their ships are 15 miles wide, and they have one intention, and that is to eradicate Earth and all the humans in it with no regards.
Yeah, this was more like War of the Worlds kind of where they
man.
just got straight to the shit. And it is crazy, man. Like you're saying, like I think that's the dopeness of it. It's like a worldwide total invasion. Right off the rip, we know it's real. And like it's crazy how big this ship is too, because it's bigger than the moon. Like it blacks out the moon, and then like I'm talking about the mothership.
The mothership is huge. But the baby ships are big as shit.
Then the baby ships, like you said, are like 15 miles wide. Like they darken the cities that they're hovering over,
and,
man.
You know,
that's crazy.
And I know you touched on it, but I think this film also had such a big impact because of the great marketing. This movie, it dropped initially worldwide on July 3rd, but they started having sneak releases on July 2nd, which is actually when the movie starts to take place, because pretty much in essence, the film takes place over 3 days. On July 2nd, that's when the aliens expose themselves, and later on that evening, that's when they open up the blasters and kind of just start phase 1 of destruction of Earth. And then on July 3rd, it's like we're dealing with the aftermath. The survivors are trying to figure out how to survive and push through. And on July 4th was when the humans find out that the aliens plan on, switching gears, going full throttle and wiping out Earth. And we decide to fight back as a united front, as humans, as a human race, man. And that's just so dope.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
As a concept, that is dope, dog.
The country and technically the world came together, man. It's cool, because I think the U.S., they're the first ones that's able to take down the ship, and in the process, they show everyone else how to take down these smaller ships, and then they take out the mothership. It's wild, man. It's a cool thing that unfolds, man.
Yeah, it is a wild ride, but it's so fun. But what really, outside of this originality and this cool concept, what really pushes this film over top is this ensemble cast and these stellar performances. Like out the gate, you know what I'm saying? Bill Pullman gets my vote for president.
Yeah.
Bill Pullman gets my vote for president, dog.
Yeah,
he was one of the best movie presidents ever.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you earlier, man. I definitely got him in the top 5 movie presidents.
Yes.
He's up there with my man Ford and Air Force One.
Yeah.
Debo, Fifth Element.
Fifth Element, yes.
It's just he's so good in this that he definitely like I said, man. He's one of my favorites. I love, he exemplifies what you would want the president to be. He's young enough to still be moving around. He's a little bit like I would probably describe him maybe the George Bush Jr. You know what I'm saying?
But actually with a brain in his head.
With a brain. Because he can move, man. He's out there. He's flying a plane, bro.
Well, and that's the thing.
He doesn't leave the people.
Yes, and I love the 360 turnaround, because right out at the beginning of the film, they're bashing him. The media's calling him a wimp. They're like, we elected a warrior and he's a wussy, because they're messing with him because he's younger in age and like they don't like his politics. But he's trying to create peace in his own way. Which when people start misstepping, everybody's not on board. Fine, whatever. But when shit hits the fan, he never takes his boots off the ground. He fights with everybody. And then,
he fights for the people too. The thing is, I gotta talk to the people, gotta address the people. They want to be frightened.
Like, dude, okay, when he addresses them, he did that with grace. That was cool. But dude, that speech before they fight back, that is that thing. If that don't get your blood flowing, I don't know what will, dog.
There was a scene where the ship's coming into DC and they're like, "We got to get you out of here, President." He's like, "No, take the vice president, take the other people out of here. I'm staying here. Like I can't add to the chaos." And I'm like, "Yo, that is a heroic president moment."
And then also, like at the end when they're trying to pull all these fighter pilots together because they think they have everything figured out. We're like, all right, we got a plan. We're gonna try and take these joints out. He was like, "Yo, I was a fighter pilot. Before I was a president, I had my wings." He was like, "Give me my gear. I'm going up in the air with everybody else." Like, there's no bitch in his blood, dog. He's no bitch in his blood.
This old school. It's like we're leaders kind of went to war with the troops, in some cases, historical past, but
and not just with the war, but on the front line.
Yeah, he's in it.
Center.
He was in it.
What I'm saying? I lead, you follow, and that was dope.
It's dope, man. I like also Will Smith in here, man. He's a pilot, so I guess he's kind of representing, the soldier side, you know what I'm saying?
He is.
And he, this goes on and he's kind of chilling. He's off duty at the moment, but when shit hits the fan, they call him in, bro. like they come to get him because I guess he must be the super hot shot. They're like, bro, it's funny. He's walking out to the yard. Everyone's looking at this shit happening. And all of a sudden it's just like, oh, damn, they here. Yeah. I gotta go. Gotta go, babe.
That's true. And it's wild because he brings, this is like the role that kind of really
this is one of the ones that pushed him up.
From people stop looking at him as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but he still brought that Fresh Prince charm to this. It was a serious role. He played a very impactful part in this film, but he still did it with such humor. That part after, they're in the fighter jets and they're fighting with the aliens, and he loses his whole team.
I would say, because Bad Boys was right before this, and that was really successful, but I think you're right in this film taking him to the mainstream, wider, past the Fresh Prince audience that kind of had a, locked in, viewership, but putting him in everyone's living room because so many people saw this film worldwide too, $817 million. It did his budget in Japan alone.
Yes,
it's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
So it definitely put him out there, bro.
And then, he put his stamp on this film as a personality, as a character, and as an actor. Dude, that part where he's dragging the alien through the desert and he's like, "Yeah, man, through my parachute, you got your punk ass dreads.
What's that
smell? And the funny thing is they said that scene was shot in the Great Lakes.
Okay, salt flats. It looked like it.
And what it is apparently there's a heavy amount of brine shrimp, and they live fast, die young out there with brine shrimp, and then the water's kind of shallow, so apparently when the wind hits just right, you smell that shit, and nobody told Will Smith, so that was improvised. He was really what the hell is that smell? We trying to do a movie here. That's why it just felt so authentic.
And then after this, he goes to do Men in Black. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, he couldn't leave those aliens alone.
He's out of here. Then,
couldn't leave the aliens alone.
High
market value.
Yeah, he's gone after
this.
Bro.
Man.
He's a star.
But for every Will Smith success that was in this, I mean, his the peanut butter to his jelly was Jeff Goldblum in this. I mean, and I love his character because he is this like under the radar genius disguised as like a cable man worker. Like he does, like he's the one who cracks the code and ultimately finds his way to his wife, who's under the presidential cabinet and everything, working close with the president. And he's like, man, look, we got to tell y'all what's going on so y'all can tell the world, because this is going to go from bad to worse. And like the fact that he's just so he's so smart, but kind of like sarcastic with his delivery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's almost like watching
He's kind of the same dude from
Jurassic Park. He's Ian Malcolm, dog. He's Ian Malcolm.
He's got a like a quirk, man. I think Goldblum, we love him. He gets away with being himself a lot in some of these roles. It's like even now I feel like his regular normal human self is like the guy from Jurassic Park or this guy from here. And I'm like, this is so wild, bro.
They said that like 90% of his dialogue in this film was improvised. So they just kind of just let him do what he does. So I think
see him twiddling his, twiddling his fingers,
dude,
like
what really levels his character arc up is, not just the fact that he's the one that's kind of finding solutions for the problems and giving us a fighting chance, but when him and Will Smith actually have to get in the spaceship and ride out there, dude, love that, man. And it's just the banter between them. It's just like, it's funny and more funny and more funny. And the way they just windshield wipe back and forth with each other was great dialogue.
Yeah. Shout out to Randy Quaid too, man. He's just a crop duster, retired from the military. I think he was a fighter pilot at one point, but
Vietnam.
Yeah, Vietnam. So now he just as a drunk crop duster, like, which is crazy, man. But it's also wild too. The thing that pops up a couple times is he claims to have been abducted by aliens
10
before,
years ago,
and I believe him.
Yes,
and I believe him because he's still salty about it.
He has got the bitter face, and yes, every time he's getting hammered,
getting revenge.
Yes, and like when he's actually fighting back, he's like, "Yeah, I told y'all, I'm gonna get y'all back, baby." Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But high five to him because he exemplifies bravery when he takes out the ship, when he drives his plane in there. Didn't matter how many times I've seen this or how many times I watched this movie this week to get ready for this show. It still tugs on my heartstrings. Just hearing him over the CB, tell my kids I love them, and you gotta do what you gotta do. One man, taking out that ship, just doing that for the.
And he was the only one
good.
that had like a missile left too, right?
But
like
it was defective.
And it was done, so it's like, damn. I do the manual,
Gotta make this
but now
thing
that
work.
I'm thinking about it, man, this thing. The new Godzilla movie has a lot of parallels to this, man. Like, especially the people stepping up to becoming the pilots. Even the way he takes out the final ship compared to how they finally take out Godzilla in that movie. It's a lot of parallels, and you're also dealing with a nation that's been a sneak attack and just obliterated, having to crawl out of the rubble, bro. That's kind of crazy, bro. Independence Day is Godzilla -1. You heard it first here on Classic Cinematic.
There you go. Yeah, don't forget it either. And also, shout out to the good fathers in the world, because I love what Judd Hirsch did as Julius. He was David's father. And I just love his straightforwardness. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's riding with his son throughout the whole thing. He's lucky that that Goldblum didn't have a license, so he was the one who drove him to DC, and then he's like getting a first class ticket for all these exploits that are going on. But anytime somebody tried to buck back at his son, he stood up for him. Like when they were talking about dropping an A-bomb, and Goldblum was like, "No, man, that's going to create more destruction, but it's not going to hurt the aliens, but it's going to wipe more of us out as humans with all the nuclear radiation and stuff." And they're like, "No, we're going to do what we have to do." And he's like, "Man, you shut up. Y'all listen to my son. If it weren't for him, we wouldn't even be where we're at now." He's like, and I love this part because he was like, "Yo, if y'all had plenty of opportunities as a government to do something about this, because y'all knew about Roswell, you knew about Area 51, you knew that this stuff was real, that this alien entity really existed, and you chose to do nothing about it. So now we are dealing with the aftermath." You think now is the aftermath?
I don't think we could really do nothing back then. Like they had to come to us. We might have known they was out there, but we didn't have the travel to get to them.
You know what? Just another little side note. what is it? The co-writer Dean Delvin said that the U.S. military was 100% supportive of this film. They were going to let them shoot on bases and all the military characters. They were going to kind of
give them. Are, man. Like,
yeah, but soon as it was exposed that they were going to talk about the Area 51 stuff, they pulled back. They said, "No, we're not helping anymore."
It's funny because Will Smith, he said something. He's like, "This ain't on the map." He's like, "Trust me."
He was like, "There's a base." He was like, "It ain't on the map." He's like, "Oh, it's there.
Yo, it's there. Trust me." There. Like, and that's one of them spots. Like, it's supposedly this U.S. military secret base where they experiment on experimental aircraft. Some people think that is where the Roswell crash site stuff is located. You know, if you believe in that. But I do know if you try to go poking around there, a lot of signs out there say you could be shot for trespassing. So explore at your own risk.
That's it.
Or do like I do, turn on the Tubi documentary every now and then to take a nap too, and
yes,
you'll get
yes.
it.
Play it safe.
It's some cool stuff, man. It plays on a lot of elements. It's fun. Like I said, it has a really. It's kind of a lighthearted tone to it, where this is a series of events, but it kind of has it's almost like you're watching an alien invasion version of Twister or something like that. It does just enough. It's mass audience, mass appeal entertainment. I think at the highest level, man. Some people will look at a film like this and really not give it its full props or take it seriously. But for me, man, I think this is what movies are about, man. Like things that do appeal to the masses and somehow affect them and impact them and inspire the imagination of the viewers and make you just feel good at the end of it. Everything doesn't have to be this deep dive artistically or thematically or whatever. Sometimes you just want really good entertainment. And I think that's what this film represents.
High entertainment value. This does not have to play like a documentary on extraterrestrials. You know what I'm saying? Or, like I said, because it's got that sci-fi appeal with the extraterrestrial element, but it is ultimately a disaster film. It is, what are we as humans, as humanity, how do we handle when the world is pulled out from underneath our feet? Do we stand apart or do we stand together? How do we progress forward and now become better as humans in the midst of the chaos and the wreckage? And this film exemplifies that. I mean, because, dude, when they let those blue lasers rip, dog, I mean, it is explosion after explosion. You are seeing everything, everything that is...
How are we going to come back from this?
Yes, everything that is a monumental monument, on this side of town. The White House was gone. The Statue of Liberty, gone. Everything that was important in L.A., gone. I mean, and then it's like... on top of the mass amount of lives that were lost, I mean, dude, it could be such a heavy film if they didn't have that lighthearted approach. But because of that, like you said, this is one that you can watch with the whole family and everybody walks away feeling good and feeling unified. Yeah. You know what I mean? Which that's man, what more can you ask for from a movie?
Yeah, I can't ask for
You know what I'm saying?
It's really dope, man. Also, I guess the one things that did make this thing as a hit is the effects and stuff.
Damn
man.
right.
What was going on with this? Because what I think I really like though is the use of miniatures on those scenes where we get the spaceships over the cities blowing everything up, and then you just look at that and it's like, yo, this is crazy, man. They actually did a mixture of digital and practical effects, man. Just to make this stuff work and give you that sense of scale. Yes. I think that's what this thing brings to the table. The scale, excuse me, when you see that the edge of the ship poking out, covering all of Manhattan, and you're just like, bruh, we never see the whole ship at any time in the whole movie. We never see, except maybe when they first drop off from the big ship. But it's just so cool the way they, got this scope of it, man.
And to your point, this film holds the record for most miniatures used ever in a film. And because now the way the technology has switched and all the CG's going on and stuff, they said this record will never be broke. Another cool thing is that the only real plane that was used in this was Randy Quaid's crop dusting plane.
Yeah, in the very beginning. Because it is, we actually see that thing flying.
And also, what I really like, since we're on these effects, is I love the look of the aliens. Because what happened is that the director was presented with two two completely different designs for the aliens, and he loved them both so much that he was like, okay, we're gonna put the smaller one in the other one and have it like a bio suit.
It's crazy.
That's really cool.
That's like the Guyver.
Yes, yeah, they're Guyver, dog, and that's the thing. And like, I love how when they do get to Area 51, like the scientist kind of really heavily compares the aliens to humans. He's like, you know, they got this soft body. They can suffocate, they can drown, they can die. They're easily hurt.
They're not strong.
They got this biosuit on, and that's what kind of enhances them. And you think when we go into their element, we have to do the same thing with the spacesuits. We need an apparatus to breathe for us. We need protective gear and everything like that. So it's kind of like, you know, the tails to the heads on the quarter, you know what I'm saying? The way they kind of made it run parallel was just, I mean, that was really, really smart and very inventive. And I love the way that they were able to use both of the designs and make them both impactful. And we get a clear-cut view of both of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's cool, man. And it goes on to, like, because so much of this stuff takes place from the fighter jet perspective. Like, they don't even bother with no tanks or none of that. It's like, bruh, this is the best thing we got. We got these jets. We got missiles, and we get some cool flying scenes, man.
Absolutely.
They're not like, I don't think the ultra, it's not like Top Gun or anything, but they're good enough for the time and the era that we're in. And we kind of get that Star Wars type mission structure where they're flying in and they got to hit precise targets. Their squadrons flying around. Like when that final battle comes into play, man, and they're because at first they kind of do like an exploratory mission just to see the vulnerabilities, and they get wiped out, bro. It's a bloodbath.
It was not fair. The aliens had a force field around not only their big ships but all their little ships too. So we were playing against a stacked deck. You know what I'm saying? So yet again, shout out to Goldblum for being a genius because he found out a way to crack the code and drop the.
So then later on, once they figure out that main strategy and they call for people, we need pilots, and then that's when I think we get the really big battles.
Yes.
And it's cool because you see our main characters flying and swooping in, but then all this other stuff is going on the side and the peripheral, and you're just seeing guys fighting the aliens. They're shooting aliens down, aliens are shooting them down.
Pew, 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 pew.
Cool,
I mean,
man.
the aliens' little gun sounds is great.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew. Sounds like an Atari game.
It's like, you trying to hit me with that green shit?
Don't shoot that green shit at me. You know? And then also, you know, what outside of these great effects and everything else, dude, this score was held. It really held this film together. I mean, I want to say they won an Oscar for the score as well.
It possibly.
I believe they did.
It definitely has that big scale, big adventure, stuff that's going on. You know, that's just cool, dude.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah. There we go. I was trying to see. Yeah, the score was composed by David Arnold. So he won a Grammy. Apologize, not an Oscar. He won a Grammy for this, and this is one of the scores that gets high praise alongside with the special effects and the great acting.
Yeah, they won best visual effects and at the Academy Awards.
There you go.
Yeah, they got most successful movie in cinemas at the Czech Lion Awards, which also gave them best special effects, best science fiction film, and best director. Kids' Choice Award, they won for favorite movie that year, which makes sense, man. Like everyone, this is probably one of the most widely seen movies of '96, late '90s era. Period.
I mean, judging off that box office, I mean, everybody who was anybody definitely was checking in to see this.
At the MTV Movie Awards, Vivica A. Fox and Will Smith won Best Kiss. Best Instrumental Composition written for motion picture television, which is the score at the Grammys. It won that. Yep. So highly awarded, man. Blockbuster Entertainment Awards. Wow. Favorite actor Will Smith. Best actor Will Smith. Best supporting actress Vivica A. Fox. Like that must have been a voter base award.
Definitely.
Voter. Yeah. Highly awarded, man.
And then also, shout out to what's his name? Carl Walter. He did the cinematography. Did I missing the last name? Oh, Carl Walter Lindenlaub.
Okay.
Yeah. So I wasn't trying to shorten your name out, my guy. But great shot. There's great cinematography. This film was shot really, really well. And it just kind of encapsulates everything that we've been gushing about over this film since we started the show. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, without proper cinematography, this also would not work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did a great job, man. This film is definitely one one of the greats, man. It's definitely a classic of cinematics. You know,
yes. And you know, we both found out, and we were discussing this earlier. There was a sequel that dropped in 2016. Now, neither one of us have seen this. Yeah. Can't vouch for it. Can't vote for it. Don't know what it's about. All I do know is that Will Smith's character died in it, and it didn't do as well as this one.
Independence Day resurgence.
Yeah.
And so Jeff Goldblum came back. Wow, my man needed that bread. Son.
Yeah, he did. I guess that the aliens wanted some get back 20 years later.
This joint for it says as the 4th of July near satellite engineer David Levinson investigates a 3,000-mile weather ship that's approaching Earth. Fortunately, 20 years earlier, nations across the world started to use recovered alien technology to develop an immense defense program. When the alien invaders attacked with unprecedented force, the U.S. President team of scientists and brave fighter pilots spring into action. This thing actually made $389 million at the box office. Same director as well, Roland Emmerich. Dang, I didn't even know.
This one flew completely under my radar.
Yeah, I remember it came out, but I didn't think it even had a theatrical release.
Right.
This got trashed on Rotten though. Got 29 audience,
that's what
30%. 30% audience, 29 critics. Yeah, I don't know.
So I think it's safe to say in part 2, the aliens might have won.
Yeah. Wow, man. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. But yeah, man, this has been a fun rewatch, man. You know, this film is still a good time, man.
Very high rewatchability. Like you said, very good time. Fun for the family. This is one. It is I guess by normal movie time standards, a little long, but it plays fast. Mm-hmm. It's not like, you know, it's no slow burning going on. They maximize all of the time usage in this. It goes by really quick, but this is one where when you sit down, you start watching, after you get up, you look at your watch, you're like, damn, where'd the day go? You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But yes, I thoroughly enjoyed my rewatches. Very, very fun film. Just this is one of those ones where it just takes you back to like, damn, man, they were making some dope ass movies with original concepts back in the day. We need to get back to that nowadays, man. Mm-hmm. Give the original concepts more of a chance, man. Everything don't need to be rebooted or remade, man.
Yeah, man. That's it for us, folks, man. We're going to catch y'all next time. This has been another episode of Classic Cinematics. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications, man. Give us a thumbs up on these videos, man. That all help us grow. Help more people check us out. Hit the QR code in the corner if you want to buy some merch and help us out that way, man. Get a cool mug like this. But yeah, that's it, man. We out here, folks. You catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter and Instagram.
And this Bobby Blockbuster. As always, you can catch me on the next show.
All right, peace.
Not only is it a cool mug, we put cool drinks inside.